Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the FSL Wild Rift Open 2 presented by Intel and supported by Yahoo. We are now here for the grand finals. We've got Evos Savage Girl going up against DR Hellcats.
And it is going to be the best of three. We have been watching a lot of best of ones, both in the upper bracket and the lower bracket. Now we'll finally have a series in the grand final.
Yep, that's right. It's DR Hellcats who are from the Philippines and Evos Savage Girl who are from Vietnam, the best team in Vietnam, in fact. So it's definitely going to be very exciting. Now, I just want to talk really quickly about the bans since we're not in the draft yet. They already have banned, DR Hellcats banned out the Ziggs and the Lee Sin, but Evos importantly banned out the Brom as well as the Akali, the pick that Rogue is so well known for.
Yeah, she was so good on that champion. We saw yesterday pulling out the stops, pulling out the moves, but good bans, I would say. Recognizing that they don't want the mid laner on a comfort champion. So I don't know, Gerard. I'm still looking forward to seeing Jungle Fizz, Rengar, Darius, Pantheon. The
Yeah.
list goes on. And if you watch Icon series in the Philippines, it was really in the grand final when all of these off-meta picks started to come in. Some of them were meta because of patch 2.3, of course, but we even had Soraka support. I mean, what's stopping teams from doing that, right? So
Yeah.
it is the final stop of Wild Rift Open 2, and the teams have no longer, they don't have anything to hide. So I
Yeah.
want them to go all out and change up these drafts.
That's right. All the cards are on the table already at this point for both the Hellcats as well as Evos. So I'm very, very excited to see what they bring to the table. But of course, the bands, some of the usual suspects are available. Of course, we've got things like Galio, we've got things like Camille, Vi, Jarvan, Corki. All these things are still available for teams to pick if they want to. But of course, I'm really excited to see so many of these other picks they talked about.
And so far, Corki mid has been more successful compared to Corki at the Dragon Lane. I mean, it's also because Corki mid, you allow him to scale a lot faster, even though he may not necessarily win out that early laning phase. But if you have Corki in mid and you have a safe AD in bot, it's very hard to gank them, which is why it's probably better to put Corki in mid to let him reach that 2-item power spike a lot faster.
Yep, that's right. We are into the draft, and Dr. Hellcats have got the Jarvan for themselves, and Evos Savage Girl have opted for the Kaisa and the Janna.
Looks like they are sticking to what they shown in the last game.
Mhm.
At Hellcats, a lot of CC, a lot of wombo combo potential right here with Jarvan, and if they lock in this Camille, yep,
Yep,
it's
yep, that's
gonna
right.
have two AoEs that will lock people in place.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be a Gragas mid as well, so you're going to see the AP Gragas coming out. On the other side of Evos Savage Girl, they continue with the Wukong and this Diana pick as well.
Yeah, very happy to see Diana here. Sure, her health got a little bit nerfed and some of her damage, but she's still an S tier pick compared to any other mid laner. She's still extremely strong. Even though she wasn't when she first came up, but the buffs really did her a lot of good. It looks like for the bot lane, we will be getting Zaya and Lulu on the side of Hellcats, so bit of a chancer support. Quite defensive if you think
Yep.
about it. Zaya does need to scale, and she also has her ultimate to save her from things like the Diana, the Malphite, and the Wukong.
Mhm. Yeah, and we're gonna see Yin once again on this Malphite to just be that rock for her team. We saw in the previous game how she was able to stop the recalls really and allow her team to end the game. So pretty effective there. Although she did not land any massive unstoppable forces, she was an unstoppable force in her own right.
They also have a lot of wombo combo for themselves. As you said, the Malphite again and the Wukong. So they're gonna have to watch their synergy because you don't really want Janna to blow targets away, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Wukong, Diana, and Malphite going in at the same time while Janna peels back for that Kaisa. And on the opposite side of the map, looking at the AD carries, Kaisa as well as Zaya, they both need a little bit of items to come online. So this Gragas here, it's not the tank Gragas as you mentioned. It is going to be that mid lane AP Gragas. It looks like Rogue took a page out of the Wild Rift Icon series in the Philippines because this is exactly what happened in the grand final.
Yeah, Rogue likes to play these melee burst champions. When Akali is down, you can pick up that Gragas for not exactly the same effect, but you can still go in and absolutely delete someone if they're out of position.
And AP Gragas is not that common, but in the right hands, I believe it was Team Amihan who used this and flexed him to mid. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes on what Rogue is going to do.
And that's right, both junglers are going to be starting at the red buff right now. So that signals that it's more than likely that the jungler from Savage Girl is going to head down to the bottom lane, while the jungler from Dr. Hellcats is probably going to path towards top lane. I believe he was actually spotted out there by a very nice ward there that Hasuke placed down.
Calvin and Neil does have quite a strong 2v2 if they can chain their crowd control. And Rogue here already showing Diana why she is boss.
Yeah, that's right. I think Jarvan and Gragas also have a very strong 2v2 because they too have a fair amount of crowd control. And Diana, being that kind of squishy melee champion that she is, could be placed in a very vulnerable spot if she goes in a little too deep.
And Yin on that Malphite sticking to ignite once again, like what we saw in the previous game. Even though we didn't really see it in action, but still, no more exhaust as well. Looking at the summoner spells, everyone opted for barrier this time around, while the supports go for heal.
Yep, then they are gonna pick up that top side scuttle, and perhaps a gank coming in right now. Ennis is not gonna get hit by that flag and dragon. That means that she's gonna be alright.
Speaking of which, looking at Gragas also has that phase rush, which was introduced in patch 2.3.
Okay. Yin may be in a little bit of trouble right now. That DR is gonna pick up this camp and pick up that ultimate, and critically that's before Malphite finds her own level 5. On the bot lane, Queen and Vambi are just gonna shove this one in. That's a level 5 on the Jarvan. Let's see if there's any execution on top lane. Looks like the pings are to back off, and rightfully so. Then they are just gonna go for another camp.
Yin managed to put out a ward, so she had full information if Jarvan was going to dive her. I think she's gonna back off. And look at the junglers, they are hovering on top side, but Greg is going to go back, so I don't think anything is gonna happen so far. And Wukong here, still level 4 as well. Not quite sure why she's trying to...
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was pretty much one creep away from leveling up. So I guess that's one way to get your camps. Yeah, to be
because
fair,
there were no camps on the map. Jarvan took the Krugs.
Yep, that's right, and took the Raptor camp as well actually. So
Yeah.
not too much of a choice there.
With that information, some trading going on in mid, but I don't think any of them have kill pressure. Both of them have barrier as well, and realistically, I think they would need at least their first item to really burst someone down. So Gragas only has components, and so does Diana, looking for that Rod of Ages.
Yep, that's right. The dragon is going to be spawning in 15 seconds right now, and no one has a completed item except Xayah, who rushed a Mortal Reminder. Wow. That's not something that you see every day there.
Yeah, we usually see them build Executioner's Calling if they are worried about the healing that's coming in. But I'm not so sure. Xayah with the first item, I feel like it's not gonna give her enough oomph,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Fight.
I get what you mean. I absolutely agree with that. I don't know why just getting Executioner's Calling was not enough for Queen, but we're gonna see whether this is gonna be effective or not in this potential fight right now. Evos are the first ones to the Dragon Pit. They have the Scuttle Crab as well for themselves, and they're gonna start it up for now.
They have a ward over the pit as well, so eyes on Jarvan.
Yep, that's right. Javan also has 2 wards in the pit for himself. Takes the Lulu speed up as well, but it looks like it's actually the Kai'Sa who's caught out of position right now. The honey fruit, can she take it? Is able to do so, but Dandia still claims first blood regardless. Looks like they're going to be trading the dragon for that first blood right now. Rogue is going to be going in, but Rogue has no mana. What is going to happen? This dragon, all he can do is auto attack, but the Wukong still goes down regardless. Here we examine the trees, and we're back to the action once again, which is generally calming down. And this is going to try to defend this one here. It's going to get polymorphed out the Monsoon as well to kind of dissuade any further advances.
Wow, okay, so Monsoon exhausted to save the turret. I think that's fair. Hellcats, looks like the jungler Den just realized that, alright, let's not try and steal this, let's not sacrifice our lives. Instead, they jump on the Kai'Sa at bot lane because she was not in position with her team. But on the other hand, Evos and Savage Girl, looking at that, recognizing the situation, I feel like they could have just backed off. They didn't really need to sacrifice any more lives. They didn't need to sacrifice their health bars either. And oh, Den.
Yeah, Den gonna be shoved off this Scuttle Crab right there. He's gonna be able to smite it. Scuttle Crab, the Stone Blade. Oh no, the smites as well. Not exactly too sure who got that, but that's a very nice explosive cast into a 2-man knockup right there. Wukong and Janna's health bars are really low. Malphite coming in with a 1-man attack onto Den. The unstoppable force and the Kai'Sa dashing in with the killer instinct. Can they find the return kill? Rogue right now has no mana again. This has been a problem in the previous fight as well. Still is able to survive, takes the honey fruit, gets some mana back. Queen was able to fire out a lot of damage as well during that time, and Evos are actually sticking around there, going into the re-engage. That's going to be the Featherstorm. Where is the pullback onto the Diana, and she gets deleted off the face of the earth right there. Rogue is going to claim that kill, and now Evos, their health bars are blinking, but so are the health bars of the Hellcats. They're going to be able to pick up that Rift Herald right there, and they're going to be able to pick up Rogue as well. Queen stepping really far forward. But while all this is happening, Jones has actually been pushing. Queen goes down off screen there too. The Janna Vambi as well, very low, I believe, has to try to run away, and that's going to be a double kill for the Janna, scoring that one with the Zephyr there. Savage Girl picking up more kills and the Rift Herald as well.
That was a long exchange, but it was a very nice exhibition of micro. Both teams were trying to peel back. We saw the initiators go in, and Kai'Sa almost overstepped, went in with her ultimate, but still, everyone showing how well they know their champions, knowing the limits. Both teams trying to peel back, but in the end, Janna with that double kill means that she's gonna get Ardent Censer a lot earlier than her counterpart for Lulu, which means that she can empower this Kai'Sa a lot more. We're gonna have to see how she translates this lead, this item lead, over her opponent. But at the same time, as you mentioned, while all that was happening, Jonas on this Camille was just taking down bots, so free farm, free experience, level 9 ready. I want to see how she uses the side lane pressure.
That's right, Yin is gonna be holding onto this tower right now. 3 members from the Hellcats are up here. That's gonna be a nice polymorph there. Maybe looking for the engage. Yin does have the ultimate, but chooses not to pull the trigger just yet. Den was able to sneak out that Scuttle Crab as well, getting some vision of Savage Girl's rotate.
Watch the lane assignments though. Hellcats deliberately put Xayah at bot lane. And she's been getting some pre-farm here.
Yep.
And at the same time,
Janna there in the top lane alone?
what is going on?
Yeah, that's not probably not the best lane assignment from Savage Girl there. But the dragon is going to be coming up, and the resets are happening once again. Savage Girl, however, are going to be able to get themselves mid-prio with that Rift Herald.
Fantastic play, using the Rift Herald to create pressure in mid so that they can get a better position and jump onto this second dragon.
Yeah, the dragon dropping to about 3,000. That's going to be explosive cast. Jarvan is already going in. The dragon is ticking down. Who is going to be able to get this smite? It's actually going to be Kai'Sa. That's a 3-man cataclysm as well. Xayah go, but wow, that's a very nice knockup there from the Wukong, but the rest of the team is forced to deal with that Camille on the backline. Wukong is trying to kill off everyone, and Rogue is able to pick up the first kill of this fight. The advances are stopped, however, by that Howling Gale from the side of Evos. And now it's their turn to bite back. That's going to be the Malphite bowling ball going forward. It's going to slow down Bebby, and Ennis is going to go in with that crescent slash as well. Can she find the dash? That I believe does not have it. Bebby is running for her dear life right now. There's the dash onto that red buff, and Ennis is going to be able to clean up that kill.
So the idea from Hellcats was to punish Evos. Right? Even though they lost the dragon, they tried their best to punish. All the AoEs and the spells came through, but it's just that Evos are that much ahead. Right? For the last few team fights, they got the momentum. They have some item leads, which is why I think Hellcats may have been better just backing off. They didn't really need to let the game snowball out of control, because with that fight, with 2 dragons, Evos has the momentum, they have the tempo, and now they are in complete control.
Yeah, that's right. Then yeah, still trying to take away that Skull Crab is able to do so. Rogue still dealing a fair amount of damage there on that Gragas. But for now, it is Evos who are the ones with more turrets, really. The Hellcats only have space in the bottom side, and that's not really going to help you out when you have a Baron on the map and no dragons.
Hopefully we can take a look at the items. There it is. There the Ardent Sensor completed on Lulu and Jenna with that much more gold. Also probably working towards is that a Frozen Heart?
It could be. I also wanted to point out that Diana has 2 completed items already at this point, the Rod as well as the Rabadon, so she's going to be doing a lot of damage. Kaisa also ahead by about 1,000 gold, and therefore can hold on to a Blade of the Ruined King for herself.
And the discrepancy in the jungle is that Jarvan did not rush GA. He has that Black Cleaver which was buffed on patch 2.3, which they are playing on now. But of course it means that Wukong can be that much reckless, and he has been in the last few fights because of the items.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
Hellcats are not out yet, they just need to pull back a little. It's only about 2,000 or less gold difference.
Yeah.
Right, and the items are coming in. Camille has that 2 item power spike. Gragas on the way there as well. And Xayah, well, even though she rushed to complete that Executioner's Calling really early for that auto reminder, does have Infinity Edge, but she needs the crit, she needs some attack speed.
Yeah, Yin, they're forced to flash. Jones is just gonna continue to chip away at that turret, but for now, the Hellcats are the ones with control over the top side, because Kaisa and Jenna are all the way at the bottom. That means that they can execute right now. They're gonna use that explosive cask and the cataclysm onto this Wukong, who's gonna escape with just a sliver of health, and just like that, the Hellcats came so close, but just not close enough.
Oh, that must be painful. We thought it was a sure kill, but it was just under the turret, and the turret is so low.
Okay, what's going on here? They're trying to jump onto Hasute that was going to use the monsoon to push them away. That's the teleport coming in from Yin as well. That's when they know they need to leave. The Unstoppable Force may not be available, but it really doesn't matter because the Malphite is a huge tank in the front right now. He's charging down. The Kaisa landing a lot of damage as well. That Void Seeker, they're not going to hit anything, but still, Hellcats, their health bars are nowhere to be seen.
Very close on both sides. Everyone just escaping with a sliver of health, but with that pressure, with that lowered health bars, and forcing Hellcats to retreat. Just a free 3rd dragon for Evos.
Yeah, then choosing not to do the drag part of the flag and drag combo there, luckily. Really right
just
now,
need to down towers, because in this area here, they tried to 4v1 in Wukong, but because the tower was still standing, they could have done that a lot better and pressured the tower, take it down, and then jump on the champions.
Yeah, but at the very least for the Hellcats here, Jones is doing a pretty good job split pushing. So they have that going for them, if nothing else at all. Then it's just gonna be forced away by this Malphite right now, who has a whole ton of armor, I'm sure. At the very least, the Black Cleaver is gonna help out with that. But still, forced to be reckoned with there. Yep, 266 armor, by the way.
Frozen
Yikes.
Heart already completed.
Yeah. That's a lot of armor. They're gonna reduce about 75% of the Hellcat's damage, or maybe even more. This is gonna be a Janna and the Kaisa going up against Jones right now, but the rest of the team is moving up as well. Monsoon is available, and so is the Killer Instincts, and so the Hellcats decide not to go in just yet. But now they're gonna be going on to the Kaisa here. Can the Monsoon be enough? Kaisa turning invisible, trying to kite this one out, and the auto attacks are landing. Jones is actually gonna be the first one to fall. Rogue is forced to go golden as well, but now they're split up. Janna is not there, but that's still gonna be 2 kills in a 2v5 right there. Finally, Kaisa has gone down, but here comes the rest of the team. And is gonna clean up. Queen is gonna clean up Vambi as well, and just like that, the Hellcats. I don't think Jarvan's gonna be able to make it out. This one, Den is gonna fall down, and it's going to be Malphite Yin who picks up that kill. It's gonna be an ace for Savage Girl.
And with that ace, it's gonna be a free Baron. Hellcats losing a lot of control of the game. Even though things calmed down quite a bit just now, but you can see why. They can't take single targets out. Kaisa going at that, even though she was 1v3, her ultimate, her shield, and the heals from Janna, the item discrepancy is playing out in these team fights. And it's so tough for Hellcats. They probably just needed to wait a little bit more before they decide to engage again. And not to mention, you talked about the side lane pressure from Camille. But the thing is that no matter what Camille does, Yin on the opposite side on Malphite is going to keep finding these engages on 5v5. They're going to force a 5v4 onto Hellcats. And that's exactly what they've been doing.
Yeah, and it's been really, really hard right now. As you can see that in the previous fight, right? They managed to land the Hextech Ultimatum. They managed to land the Cataclysm onto the Kaisa, but just with one Janna, she was able to kite them out and buy so much time, take down 2 people in a 2v5, right? Giving Savage Girl enough time to rotate the rest of their members up. Even though Hellcats had like nearly a picture-perfect engage there onto the Kaisa, that's a pretty big problem.
And with Baron, it's just going to be standard plays. Yin, though.
Yeah, Yin just gonna use the Ignite there to shove Jones
So that's
away.
what the Ignite was for.
Yeah, for added pressure, I guess.
To reduce the healing from
Yes.
Camille that she gets from her second skill as well as Conqueror. Not to secure kills, but to pressure the laner.
To be fair, it's not even to reduce the healing, because at this point Malphite does possess a Thornmail, so it's really just for intimidation, you know.
Intimidation.
The intimidation factor.
Hellcats struggling. It's a 9,000 gold difference, and
Yep.
Elder is here.
Yep, that's right. This is the Elder Cloud Dragon that has spawned right now. Savage Girl are the first ones to the party. The Hellcats are just gonna try to push out mid right now. They haven't even downed the tier 1 turret for the Hellcats yet, so that's a bit of trouble right now that they're having. Savage Girl are gonna be able to start up this dragon. Keep your eyes on the Kaisa. That's where most of the damage on Savage Girl is. Gotta see if Hellcats can even catch her out. Yin doing the zoning right here. Gragas does get vision at the very least. That's gonna be the Blast Cone as well. Who gets that? Dragon's gonna be Wukong, and the fight has broken out. That's Jarvan there, trapped in the pit, and Yin is just gonna flash straight after. And now, look at that. Evos just flashing over the wall. They don't care anymore. They're just gonna be going straight for the kills. Forget about peeling back or whatever. They only know one way, and that way is in.
The thing is, Camille is cutting off the wave, but it's only in mid. She can't cut off the wave on the top lane. But Xayah is still alive, so Hellcats are hanging in here.
Yep, but Xayah does not have that Feather Storm. The Malphite ultimate is nearly up, and you know what? Xayah really doesn't matter when Kaisa is just so fed there, just taking her out. Jones, just trying to pad the goal a little, you know, by taking a turret back there. But that's gonna be Savage Girl picking up the first game in this BO3 series.
They take the lead, and it's not over yet. Hellcats, they drafted a wombo combo team composition that we didn't really see come online. They also opted for Camille, which Savage Girl intentionally countered with that Malphite. So instead of the split push that Camille could have done, they were very, very much pressured by the 5v4 situation that Evos created.
Yep, that's right. Evos playing the map really, really well. and just able to snowball their carries there. You can see Kaisa with about 5,000 more gold than her counterpart, doing a really good job. Of course, the MVP did go to Hasute on the Janna, who did a phenomenal job as well protecting the Kaisa and just being an overall nuisance, really peeling Rogue off her team.
That double kill really helped her out a lot. Sometimes you want the early kills and the early goal to go at your support so they can get their items a lot faster, their Ardent Sensor
Ah,
and convergence from her as well.
yes. Throwback
And
to
I
the
think,
Ardent sensor meta in
yes.
mid.
So damage-wise, as expected, Kaisa, of course, leading her team with 24,000. But not to count out Rogue, she really tried her best on this
Yep.
AP Gregors. But it's just that things were falling apart left, right, and center in the bottom lane and the top lane. This Jarvan pick so far that we've seen today in the jungle has not been working out for teams.
Hmm.
It's also an item discrepancy where he doesn't rush Guardian Angel. It was
Yeah.
the Wukong who rushed Guardian Angel, which allowed her to play a lot more aggressively.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I don't. I mean, Black Cleaver is good, but I don't think it's optimal to rush it, especially when you are Jarvan and you need to go in there and really buy time. Because the Guardian Angel, that like 3 or 4 seconds where you're down is really time where your team can move in and collapse and re-engage. But while just getting the Black Cleaver second means that you're basically conceding all these early fights. We saw the Wukong go in, Cyclone, go down, come back up, and Cyclone again to
Mhm.
provide even more crowd control for our team.
So looking towards game two, Evos, if they want to stick to what they've been showing this Jana, they've been showing Kaisa, they've been showing Diana, it's been working out very well for them. So if they want to stick to their guts and continue on in game two with this, there's no loss, right? The risk is not there. But for Hellcats, they might want to rethink this. The moment that Rogue is not on a Kali, the moment that Rogue is not a hit, what then, right? What can they
Yeah,
do? They're so reliant on their mid laner.
yeah, that's very true right there. Very scary position right now for the Hellcats because they need to think of a solution. It doesn't look like Evos are gonna give them that Akali, so they need to think of an alternate way to take back this game because it is a BO3. So that means that we are on match point right now, where if Savage Girl takes the next game, then they take the entire series. They are officially the winners of Wild Rift Open 2. But Hellcats, if they can find a strategy to bring them back, then we're going to be going to a game 3. Anyway, we're going for a short break. After this break, of course, it's going to be game 2. It could be the last game of the Wild Rift Open 2. It may not be. Of course, if you're a Hellcats fan, you don't want it to be the last game. And if you're a Savage Girl fan, you'll want to see them take this 2-0. Anyway, we're going for that short break. You do not want to miss out on the next game. See you guys in a few. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Wild Rift Open 2. We're here and the grand finals. This is, of course, presented by Intel and supported by Yahoo. We're here right now. It's match point. Savage Girl have picked up one win in this series right now. And of course, in the next game, it is really the Hellcats' last chance to get a win. If not, then that's going to mean that Savage Girl are going to be the champions.
That's right, it is only a best of three, so there's no second chances here. It is the grand final. Hellcats were in the upper bracket, so they are the ones who have been waiting for Evos to come up. And Evos had to fight through a little bit of the lower bracket, went all the way to the grand final, and now they are here. They edged out all the other teams. And it's also, I think, the first time that we're having a Vietnam versus Thailand grand final.
It's actually Vietnam versus Philippines.
Oh, sorry,
Hellcats are from the
Philippines.
Philippines. That's all right. That's all right. It's
It's
all good.
three of the countries were in the
Yeah.
semifinals, and now we're finally here. For Hellcats, really, what can they change up? Because Rogue was phenomenal on Akali, and the bans have come in. She is not allowed on this
Yeah.
champion. She's
It is
just not
the
allowed.
exact
So
same band.
can she then get priority for Diana, maybe? For her to make some sort of
Mhm.
plays, for her to get a hit, because they tried that on Gragas, but it just didn't work out. So we
Yeah,
really need to snowball that mid lane.
yeah, they definitely need to snowball that mid lane for now. It's gonna be Savage Girl picking up that Kaisa again that's been doing so much work for them. The Hellcats opt for the Jarvan again, and the Janna as well. And Nami. Savage
My
Girl.
favorite champion, yes. Some are saying that she is sleeper OP because enchanters have been up there, right? And if you think about once Jenna is gone, a lot of teams here have been picking Lulu.
Ooh.
But actually, Nami
Ooh.
could just be right up there as well. And are we gonna see the
And
Pantheon?
the
I've been asking for this for
Pantheon. Yeah,
so
there we
long.
go. You're gonna get
Yay!
that Pantheon. Now the question is who's the one who's gonna be piloting it? Is it going to be a Pantheon mid? Is it gonna be a Pantheon top? We're gonna find out
If
soon enough. Oh!
Oh no, are we gonna get this too? Yes, we get a Fizz!
Yeah, it's gonna be a Fizz, although I'm not sure if it's gonna be a jungle Fizz. It could be. It could
Could
also be a
be,
mid
there's a
lane
lot of
Fizz.
flexing coming here, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't really know
Hey.
where all these champions are going, but it opens up so much possibilities. And if you do put Pantheon in the top lane, it's not going to be so good against Malphite, right? So maybe is it gonna be in the mid lane instead? And it's gonna be a Galio? Wait, what's going on here?
For now, it looks like it's probably gonna be a Pantheon going up against Fizz in mid, maybe. And then the Malphite. I mean, Yin has been top on Malphite for ages, really. So
Yes.
I think that's gonna be that's pretty confirmed. So it's gonna be a Fizz mid, and it's going to be
Might be Pantheon top 2, just with
yeah.
the
Oh,
Ignite.
wait. I don't.
But
know
it
something
is
as well.
Jonas, right? Jonas is on it. Top lane Pantheon with
Yeah,
Ignite against Malphite. Gonna have to rely a little bit here on the jungler to visit that lane. Because once Malphite gets his armor items in, just that natural tankiness, it's not so great for Pantheon.
Yeah.
Of course, Pantheon, once they hit level 5, has the opportunity to ult across the map with Galio.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be really interesting.
I also wanted to point out that they actually subbed out Rogue for the other mid laner 816, who's playing this Galio right there in the mid lane. So bringing in the substitute, because while Rogue is more known for playing these damagey type champions, and 816 is gonna be the one who's gonna take this Galio in the mid lane. So a change of strategy really from the Hellcats. Slight changes as well from Savage Girl, who pick up that Fizz in the mid lane.
It tells us that maybe Rogue's champion pool might have been better for assassins, as what you mentioned. They really needed some change here. Galio and Jarvan have a good combo.
Yep, that's right. They're going in for an invade potentially. Just gonna charge up that tornado there.
So some lane swaps going on. We do see this sometimes happening in pro play where they send the dual lane not to Dragon but actually to mid, because I think it also gets the jungler a hit. Jarvan had to poke his head. They disrupted the enemy jungle for a while. They made Evos react. But then now Jarvan's just gonna take that blue buff, and Janna and Tristana are gonna try and get as much they can out from mid, because Galio versus Fizz not the best matchup, especially since Fizz has been buffed this patch 2.3 and also the patch before, really. Playful's Trickster is a lot lower cooldown, he has more mana regen. So Fizz is in actually a very, very good place, and I feel like they are trying to curb Fizz. They're not trying to let him get level 5 so easily.
Yeah, most definitely. That's gonna be the case. Fizz, however, as mentioned, his Playful Trickster cooldown was lowered, so it should be more alright and safer. But wow, look at what's happening here. Jones is actually jumping onto Hasute there. Hasute taking a lot of damage. Uses the heal as well. Jones with just a sip of health. Oh no! Oh no! Feels bad. Oh no! That's gonna be Wukong there, finally coming up to clean up that kill. Jarvan is gonna be trying his best to avenge his teammate, but Wukong with that flash is gonna be out. Alright, it's gonna be a 1-for-1 there, but Hellcats actually the ones picking up the first blood.
There's so much roaming from the supports here. You're not really sure where the supports will show up. Overall, Pantheon with that first kill will be feeling quite good about it.
Most definitely.
Meanwhile, Hellcats just keeping this Fizz down. They're so adamant. They're just putting this Tristana here to wave clear to push him out, force him into the turret, not allowing him to roam. Because you imagine if they did standard lanes, This could very well threaten their duo lane.
Yes. Most definitely. You can see 4 members of the Hellcats moving towards the bot side. Looks like they might be actually going for a swap right now. Gonna move 816 into the mid lane.
It's really whoever can collect the wave. So the moment that Triss push, they got the priority and then they move towards bot, and then Galio as well push, and then he collects the mid lane farm. And now with a good time to reset because Tristana is level 5, there she
Ooh,
goes, she
yikes.
buys BF sword, and
Yin
Executioner's calling. Wow! Jonas
went
making great use of the
down.
first blood.
Yeah, went down to the solo kill there. Didn't take the honey fruit, unfortunately. So Yin, I guess, kind of facing the music for picking that ignite over the barrier when going up against this early damage that is Pantheon. Potentially caught out. That's a very nice bubble there. Well, oh wow, Jones picked up that black cleaver already.
Very nicely done. That's exactly what we wanted to see for a really long time. But finally it's here, Black Cleaver buffed across the board. Additional 5 attack damage, even more armor reduction and stacks. It's just so good on this Pantheon. And I don't think Malphite is in a good place anymore. You can see Yin probably needs to roll. Probably needs to force these 5v4s because if she continues laning against Pantheon, Pantheon is just gonna plow ahead.
Yeah, Pantheon can just shred whatever armor the Malphite buys right now. But there's going to be an engage coming in, the Galio ultimate as well. A lot of damage being taken there by Dead, but he's still alive. The rest of the team is coming in though. ESG are the ones who have the higher health bars, and Ennis is going to find that first kill. Can he find any more? The Tristana starts to attack, but here comes Jones. It's on the Pantheon and he instantly gets stunned up. However, he's going to be able to jump back in and wow that damage there, just bursting that Nami down. And just when ESG looked like they were in a good spot, they're the ones who have fallen.
Little bit messy there because hang on.
Hello
Yin.
there, Yin coming in a little late there. Does have the ignite, does use it as well, but unfortunately used the unstoppable force on the highest health target there. Not ideal.
Both Baron laners were late to the fights. This is not what I wanted to see from Hellcats because even though they are in the lead, you must realize that all the gold is on Pantheon. So Pantheon dropping in late in the fight is not what they wanted.
Yep, that's right. Fizz as well was able to pick up 2 kills. So that can kind of help Savage Girl out a bit. But wow, look at that damage onto the Kaisa right there. That's a killing spree. The health bars are just vanishing right now for Evos Savage Girl. Fizz unable to find a single kill. I think they at least got the dragon. But still, that's a triple kill there. The Hellcats have got themselves an ace.
And that is an ace that's so beautiful. This is exactly what we wanted to see in the fight before. Even though Hellcats delayed it, but I think they realized, yeah, we need our Pantheon with us. You cannot start a fight without Pantheon. And with that, they also, no, they lost the dragon actually. Cloud Drake went over to Evos, but nonetheless, they need Pantheon to group up with them because he burst down those squishy champions so quickly.
Yeah, he really tore Hasute apart. The Nami was just turned straight into sashimi on the spot. That was disgusting damage coming out from Jones. At the very least, Evos are able to take that Rift Herald and they're most likely going to be able to open up the mid lane, but in exchange for that, the Hellcats have just started to push down bot and they themselves have a Tristana, and that means that the bot lane turret no longer exists.
That's it, there's no one on the top side of the map, which is why Evos are rotating there. Jarvan?
Yep. Alone though. Dan gonna be able to land that combo, uses the stone plate as well, but now that Savage Girl are in top, Hellcats are in mid. This is just a huge game of cat and mouse right now.
For sure, but it looks like they are gonna back off because they know that Evos can come from behind and Tristana just avoiding that.
Yeah. Absolutely, very close stuff there, and it's still trying to walk in and maybe pick up any stragglers, but Hellcats, respecting their opponents, they back off.
Evos are down by about 5,000 to 6,000 gold right now. Really, this Nami pick, when you think about Navi, it's all about the timing on her ultimate. Because as a Nami main, as a Nami like almost one trick in Wild Rift, you see Pantheon coming in, you see Javan coming in, as well as Galio flying in. You need to time that tidal wave so precisely. And if she steps too far forward, she also got bursted out by Pantheon. So it's really on the Nami to help her Kaisa peel off all these AoEs, as well as work with Wukong because they can control these fights with Wukong as well as Fizz and Malphite's ultimate. Not necessarily entirely for the engage, but also a counter engage.
Dragon is not up yet, but Hellcats are moving down to get some vision of the river. They are the ones in control of the game right now, looking at those items there. Tristana with the Infinity Edge and the Executioner's Calling, as well as the Kirshai's Shard. At least that's how I think you pronounce it. But 3-0 and 5 with about 800 gold. It's a pretty comfortable lead there for Queen. Oh.
Javan going for Sunfire Aegis. In contrast, we have Wukong again with the Guardian Angel. Looks like they are going hunting. But it is a Fizz. I don't think you can really jump on him right here.
Oh, you'll be surprised. He just used Playful Trickster to clear the wave. Okay, that right there was very close. If he used that and he walked into that bush, he would have been just...
No, but there was a ward. Look at that. The ward and the tri-bush, so they were spotted out.
Oh boy, what's going on here? It's gonna be Jones there. Jumping on it. Wow, actually igniting the Hatsute. No more sashimi, it's just a grilled fish now.
Yeah, Pantheon really signaling out the Nami, taking her out of these fights, not giving Evos a chance to retaliate. And really, it's on Hellcats. It is entirely on them to control this game. The next dragon is already here. They managed to pick one off.
Herald was summoned in the mid lane there to try to alleviate some of this pressure. But probably not the most ideal usage. At the very least, Evos are able to get on the dragon first, but here comes the Jarvan. He did use the mid tower. There's gonna be Pantheon jumping in as well. Where the dragon go to, at least Evos gets that. What else can they find? That Wukong is spinning in the middle of everyone right now, but the Kaisa just doesn't have the damage, and Wukong is just gonna be going down. Oh, wow, actually makes it out alive there. So they trade Yin for that dragon.
Very strange movements there. It is just a tier 1 in mid, so even though Evos summoned the Rift Herald in order to pressure mid, Hellcats were in a much better position around the dragon, but they gave it up so easily. Everyone moved away from the pit and Evos saw that, and Evos was like, well, if you don't want this positional advantage, I will take it. And it is also an Infernal Drake, so a little bit of questionable decisions there by Hellcats. Nonetheless, they are still in the goal lead, just that they are down in dragons.
Yep, and to be fair, Evos also did a lot in that fight. Surprisingly, the health bars of the Hellcats was actually pretty low when it all ended, despite the colossal lead right now that Pantheon has, about 4,000 gold above this Malphite right now. Of course, we need to remember that Pantheon does not scale forever, so only going to be a threat for so long. If Savage Girl can hold on and maybe get majority of the dragons and the Elder, it could still be a win condition for them.
Yeah, because no matter how far behind Fizz is or Malphite is, they always have a chance to come back through their ultimates by bursting down these squishies. Of course, Janna, have to commend her, there was a wonderful monsoon. Really turned that fight around for Hellcats.
There's gonna be another fight right now. Jones is actually unable to find that kill, and that is the problem. The GA goes down. It's gonna be Galio jumping in as well with the heroic entrance to land a massive knockup. Now it's Queen's point to take over and start jumping around. There's gonna be a quadra kill for Queen. The static shift there actually cleaning up someone in the back. And wow, GI Hellcats moving that carry role perfectly from Jones to Queen.
Nami there used her ultimate a little bit too early. That's the thing, if you want to use the AoE to peel them off, the thing is, if Javan comes in or if Galio comes in and you use Nami's ultimate, it means that everyone else can stack on your AD carry because you're so reliant on that one ultimate to peel them off. So the timing there is quite tough, and Nami behind her whole team, it's very, very hard for her to peel anything. It's gonna be on Ennis on this Fizz and Yin on Malphite if they want a chance to stay in this game.
Savage Girl, they do have at least the game advantage, and that could be the reason why the Hellcats are playing out of their minds right now, because they really, really are rather desperate at this point. So they're pulling out all of their cards, showcasing this Pantheon top right now, who is just doing wonders for them.
This has 2 items, so we saw just now and oh, and the ultimate.
Yeah, the Fizz used the ultimate as well onto Queen, and Queen just doing no damage thanks to the shielding from the Janna. So that's not exactly a brilliant sign either. Jones is just gonna continue to pressure this top lane right now, the Pantheon, and Yin can't do anything about it.
Technically, Hellcats can 1-3-1, but it doesn't matter. They 4-1, and
Oh.
already the health bars are so low.
Yeah. That Tristana bomb there, it just zones people off the turret, and if you stand near the turret, you're just gonna take the entire max stack bomb with damage, which is really quite tremendous when Tristana has like level 13 and a whole bunch of items. She's just gonna continue sieging this one up. That's gonna be the shark coming out once again. All the dog, which lands onto Janna and takes her down to about half health. Meanwhile, the top lane Yin has already fallen, and Queen just jumping straight in there. Doesn't matter if you're a decoy or if you're real, I'm gonna take you down no matter what. Queen is just gonna pummel away on that Nexus right now. It's dropping to about 2,400. Looks like DR Hellcats right now are actually forced to peel back, and they find the re-engage themselves. Pantheon actually jumping onto the Wukong clone there, so it's not gonna have some cooldowns for a couple of seconds, but at the very least, they... Wow, 300 health on that Nexus there. Savage Girl's base is basically non-existent.
A little bit unfortunate, and I'm gonna say this unfortunate for Hellcats, because they could have closed that game
Yeah.
out if they did 1-3-1. The reason why I say this is because Galio and Pantheon have global ultimates. So Galio, however, was sticking with the team in mid lane, which is really strange because if you really wanted to maximize the Baron buff, it would have been a 1-3-1. And like right here, Hellcats are just so far ahead. Evos has to back off and give this dragon.
Yeah, that's right. At the very least, Hellcats find themselves one dragon, unless of course Wukong goes in. Well, there's actually a lot of cooldowns being used right there. There was a tidal wave as well for no real apparent reason. The Hellcats are gonna pick up that Ocean Dragon, and Baron is gonna be spawning in 15 seconds. So, do they even need it? I don't think they need it.
No more turrets in the base. They don't need it, but they do need to escort these waves in on time, because we saw in the last fight they did not escort them in the same timing, which resulted in an awkward position.
Yeah, but oh, that's gonna be an engage there from Evos. Savage Girl landing the knockups. What can they do? A lot of bouncy castle action happening here, but there's just too much damage coming out from that Pantheon and Queen as well, who's just hammering away that Buster Shot there, pushes them off the Nexus, and it pushes DR Hellcats into Game 3. We're at match point, ladies and gentlemen.
DR Hellcats managed to even it out. Really exciting series, as I said. I expected this to go to 3 games, and we are getting the full 3, Gerard.
Absolutely.
Looking at the scoreboard here, Queen is the one. You know, we did talk a lot about Rogue, but now that she's been subbed out, they managed to bring in 816 on that Galio, which is so key here. I think that was one of the smartest decisions for Hellcats to do. And with Galio, they empowered their Tristana so much. It looks almost like something that Nextplay did. It's just that they also changed it up in top, and we finally got to see Pantheon. The buff Pantheon, a buff Black Cleaver. This guy is a monster, 21,000 damage.
Yeah, it is a wonder why they hid this pick all the way until the very end. You know, give they now you don't just have to worry about the Akali, you have to worry about the Pantheon as well.
Yes, this is what you need to do when you are in a series. You cannot keep hiding all of these picks. You have to bring out something new, and it really worked out for them. Well done to Hellcats. Evos, on the other hand, they did take some chances, right? We have to give them credit for drafting Fizz, but Fizz in mid being picked almost blind, I think it was counted in the end by Hellcats. And it's not even Fizz jungle because they already locked themselves in with the Wukong and they couldn't flex it. So wanting to see something different from Evos. Maybe not blind pick certain lanes if they are banking on picks
Mhm.
like Fizz.
Yeah, I think now that Yin's Malphite has been countered, they really need to find a different champion for her to play that she can still have the same amount of impact on, because unfortunately in this match, Yin basically really didn't do very much at all.
Yep, Evos will need to change things up. They cannot keep relying on Malphite top anymore because Hellcats managed to shut that lane down very early and translate their early game lead. They snowballed into Baron into the end game.
Yep, that's right. We're gonna be going for a short break right now, but when we come back, it's gonna be the final game of Wild Rift Open 2. You really don't want to miss it. It's gonna be super exciting, guys. Remember, these teams are playing for some amazing prizes. Stay tuned after the break. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the final game of the Wild Rift Open 2 here. I'm Gerard, Escape Artist, and this is Tanya May. We're going to be casting this very last game with you guys. Of course, the teams here, we have NXP. Oh, sorry, we don't have NXP. We have Evos, Savage Girl, and Hellcats. And they are right now playing for this is the final game that they're playing. And they're playing right now for the prizes, of course, which in first place you get $250, 5,000 Wild Rift cores per team. Second place you get $125 and 3,000 Wild Rift cores per team. So I'm sure they're playing right now, and of course, not to mention the fact that they're gonna be crowned the FSL Wild Rift Open 2 champion, and also for some maybe pride of their nation, it is Vietnam going up against Philippines, two very strong regions in Wild Rift as well. Very excited to get into this match.
Yeah, we saw Evos win the first game, and Hellcats came back so strong in the second one to make a statement, evening it up 1-1. And they did some changes. We know for a fact that Rogue is not their mid laner. They are still going to stick with 816, which gave them draft options here. So Galio could be an option. They did, however, on the side of Evos, they still banned out Akali, even though they knew that 816 is playing and it's not Rogue. So I'm still not gonna see any Akalis.
Yeah, that's right.
Evos already taking the Brom really early. Have to note, they also banned Janna on the side of Hellcats, even though it was a very key pick for them. But right here, Evos already very strong, opening 3 champions, Brom and Tristana there for the bot lane in Dragon lane.
Mhm.
And Hellcats, ooh, are they going to respond with an Alistar? That is going to be something new.
They could respond with this Alistar right now. It can hit but the Braum away, and they're gonna pick up the Renekton, another aggressive top laner for Jones.
For Renekton and Camille, very strong 2v2. Want to keep an eye on that. In the meantime, the solo laners in mid
Ooh.
have not been picked. Both teams do need AP, so it's gonna be Ari on the side of Evos. Hellcats might respond here with an Orianna. She does have very good ball carriers in Alistar and Camille.
Whoa.
Oh, are they teasing us with this Twisted Fate?
Wow. Okay. I mean, if there's a time to bring out these kind of picks, it's now more than ever before.
The last
This
game.
is yeah, the very last game. That's right. Just wanted to point out as well that Garen, which has kind of fallen from favor today, has made a return. It's gonna be Yin on it, and yes, it is gonna be a Twisted Fate for Hellcats.
Wow. What a statement here. Can't believe it. Hellcats just took so many risks in their drafts for the last 2 games. Well, with Twisted Fate, they know that it's up against Ari, so they had the advantage there, being on red side, being the last pick. And so it tells me that they are still very comfortable on working the map. It could be also the fact that 816 it's just a lot better on these roaming champions instead of Rogue, who brings a lot to the lane. Here 816 is going to play for the team. It's going to be using her ultimates to put pressure on the side lanes.
Yeah, wow, Stargazer Twisted Fate. Look at that skin right there.
And not to mention Face Rush, patch
Yeah.
2.3 introduced that. It means that Twisted Fate didn't need to go for Electrocute, or
Mhm.
it gives him a lot more space now, after
Yeah.
casting his spells and the auto attack. Gonna be a bit more elusive on this Stargazer Twisted Fate. On the opposite side, Evos, very good wombo combo. They have a standard front-to-back team composition, which is led by Jarvan and Garen in the front, and Braum there to peel back. So I think on Brom as well. Very key pick here. If he can block some of the damage coming in from Hellcats, he can also be able to peel back for his AD carry, and they could very well turn things around.
Yep, that's right. Now, Tanya, I'm gonna put you in a spot here looking at these two comps. Who do you think is gonna be the champion of Wild Rift Open 2?
I think if Hellcats come in and say, I'm gonna play Twisted Fate in game 3, you gotta hand it to them. And already the lane swaps coming up. We saw this in game 2. We saw them use their dual lane to push in. And now, Yin?
Okay. Yin there, very interesting, decided to spin towards her opponent instead of away. But there's gonna be a little of a late invade right now. There is gonna be a 4-man response. And can Java get that in time? Java is actually level 2. Take note, he used his spells as well. Did not get that, I think. I'm not too sure about that. Oh, he did actually get that. That is that they are... Oh no, he didn't. Okay. It's Camille with that right there. A lot of damage being traded back and forth as well. Queen right now, can she pop that passive? She does, and that forces the Ahri to flash away. A very late invader from Hellcat, taking a very big risk, but it does pay off.
Yeah, not to mention you want to invade against a Braum who is able to stack that passive and potentially turn things around. But that said, a lot of heals were coming down. Let's take stock of the summoner spells. Garen had to burn Ignite, Ahri had to burn Flash on the side of Evos as well as that heal on Brock.
Yeah.
Whereas on Hellcats, also a lot of another heal that came out, Exhaust also down. But Flashes, everyone has it except Alistar.
Okay, that's gonna be another fight again here in the top side. Who got that Skull Crab? I believe it's Camille. Yin trying to find the damage onto Jones but unable to do so. Maybe if Yin had that Ignite, he could have picked up that kill, but unfortunately does not have it.
Yeah, Yin has this tendency to use Ignite even though it doesn't kill. That's what we've seen in the last few games, which is an interesting playstyle.
Yeah. Throwback to the old days of old where when you ignited someone on League of Legends, you got 5 AD and 5 AP until your Ignite came back off cooldown.
Well, the case here again, Hellcats is the one running Evos around the map. We did not see this at all yesterday and today, until the grand final really, where suddenly at level 1, level 2, level 3, everyone's around the map. They're trying to force out rotations, they're trying to get as many advantages as they can. And Kaisa here already 1.9k, and Tristana not too bad as well, already went back for that BF sword. So all that said, even though Hellcats were running around the map, Tristana still very happy, level 5 at bot, has all her summoner spells and has that BF sword.
We need to talk about who has been the recipient of the most amount of gold right now. On the side of Savage Gold, it's the Tristana who has had the time of her life really farming up that solo lane. And on the side of Hellcats, it was actually 816 there who was in the solo lane with the most amount of gold. So we're going to be looking to them to be doing the most work right now in the first team fight that is bound to start when the dragon spawns.
Yeah, everyone is already past at level 5 except for Alistar and Braum, so the supports still waiting on their ultimates. They still have 30 seconds or less, so they will get there.
Yeah.
In the meantime, it looks like everyone went back to the standard lanes. Things are calming down just a bit.
A short and small window where everything is just calm before the powder keg explodes once again once this dragon is spawning. And for now, it looks like it's the Hellcats who are the first ones there. Immediately gonna start this one up.
Both mid laners have their first item. TF with the ROA and Ahri with Ludens, but Hellcats in a better position.
Oh yeah, Hellcats are going in right now onto the Tristana, who actually just rocket jumped on the spot right there. Did not get gold card, and that is critical there. I believe Braum blocked that one, but still the chase continues from the Hellcats. Who's gonna get the dragon? It's actually gonna be stolen by Savage Gold. Is Jam gonna make it out? The answer is no. Alistar going in, and he's gonna take his own life as well. That's gonna be Camille. That's gonna be TF as well, teleporting through. The Wildcards are gonna snipe that Braum, and Hellcats are starting to clean up this fight. Oof, that blue card there for the double kill.
Well, that was a near ace. The last one standing out of all of that is only the Tristana. And even though Hellcats lose the dragon, which we see quite often, I have to say so far, but it doesn't matter because they recognize that Evos were not in a position. They decided to try and get some kills, but initially could not, which is why the fight lasted a lot longer and in the end they lost the dragon, but nonetheless, kills, 4 kills to them just from that fight alone, giving them a slight gold lead.
Boy, Alistar dropping pretty low there, forced to use the Stone Plate as well. Savage Girl biting back in the mid lane. They want to get as much control as they can before this Rift Herald spawns.
And TFSO, the ultimate, I believe, was used there just to get information or advantage on where Evos was, which is why Hellcats could pull the trigger. They are the ones in the lead and we want to see them control the game. Where it's all about snowballing this instead of letting your opponent scale up, which Tristana is more than happy to do.
Absolutely right. For now, Savage Girl have a small goal disadvantage. Rift Herald is spawning, but it's actually the Hellcats who say we don't want that objective. We want to dive bot lane instead.
Yeah, interesting. Camille.
Yep, it's happening right now. They're just going to be jumping onto that Garen. There's really nothing that Yin can do here. They're attacking what they assess to be the weak point of Savage Girl. They're going to exchange this Rift Herald for the bottom lane.
Was a conscious choice by Hellcats there. Immediately, Evos moved towards the Rift Herald, knowing that they have the numbers on top side, and Kaisa playing very defensively. If Evos want to dive her, it is possible, but looks like Javid and Arya are just going to back off.
They forced the teleport as well from the Garen. Oh, that might be the dive right there. Flash being forced, but oh, the jump back and we're back to bottom, we're back to top again. The stun actually does land. The Twisted Fate ultimate is out, however, that is not the card you want to see. That was a red card, not a gold card, and that might just cost 816 the kill. Preview, and we're back, ladies and gents. 816 there. Not exactly pulling off a Reginald with the blue card, but still a red card is not the card you want to be seeing. You really need to stun that Tristana under the turret in order to find a return kill.
Like a lot of pressure on her just to lock in that gold card.
Yeah.
But so far I have not seen that. Maybe she'll be able to do it later in the game, but nonetheless. Evos did, that was a good dive. They do pay the price in terms of they had to back off from this top lane turret. Their health bars were too low, and again, Hellcats come out ahead.
Yep, that's right. Hellcats do come out ahead, continuing to open up more space on the map for themselves. Now all the outer turrets are down. Taking a look at these items right here, TF with already 2 items down. Ari about 2,000 gold behind, so really 816 has been the main benefactor of this lane swapping shenanigans.
That is a lot. That is 1 death cap.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So, gold card or red card may not make a difference in the end.
Perhaps that could be the case. Oh wow! That Rift Herald there just knocking Vambi out of the way and stopping her from landing that combo right there. Evos, Savage Girl are the ones playing on the back foot right now, and the dragon is spawning once again. Ah, that's gold card.
It's a gold card. It's not going to be used on an enemy champion. Evos here, knowing that dragon was coming up, they are the ones who got the push on mid lane.
Yeah, that's going to be a very nice knockup though. That's 3 members instantly. Ari goes golden already, and Queen has started to free fire from the back. That's Camille on a killing spree right now. Tristana forced to jump away as well. The gold card will be blocked away by the Braum, but Queen is on the chase. Queen is trying to land as much damage as possible, and Queen is in the front, and that's not where you want to be. Renekton coming in for the re-engage. That's going to be Jones in a 1v4 situation right now with an 816 to support him. 816 popping the ultimate as well. Has the gold card. Is he going to be able to throw that? Does not have the range on that one, but at the end of the day, the Hellcats are the ones who gain the map control.
Yeah, but slight misplay there by Queen. Not sure why Kaisa ended up in the front. Probably just wanted to finish a low target off. But it could have been a lot cleaner. They could have done that and then secured the dragon. But here we are again. Everybody resets. Not everyone has ultimates as well if they wanted to clash here again at this dragon. And both teams clumping up in the same area.
Yeah, that's right. This might be a repeat of what happened just now. Kaisa needs to be a little more careful with the killer instincts there. Queen did jump straight into the face of the enemy. The dragon has been started by the Hellcats. Camille's gonna go in for a hook shot, take a fair amount of damage. That's the Hextech ultimate, and we get a very nice knockup once again. It's gonna be Garen going down. What can Tristana do? Jump straight into the middle. That's what she can do. She's still alive and gets red carded and goes down. It's gonna be a double kill, triple kill for Queen so far. Can Queen find anymore? Flashing straight into the charm. That's not what you want. That's gonna be another red card as well. Queen picking up the quadra kill. Can this be the pentakill? Will she be able to find that damage? And it's gonna be the Camille that takes that kill away there. Queen does not get the pentakill, but Hellcats still find the ace and they still find the dragon for themselves.
All the credit that has to go to Bambi on this Alistar. That was a 4-man pulverize. She completely caught them off guard. Evos, wow, 4-man pulverize immediately. Her entire team collapsed. No one had ultimates, by the way. If you look at your screen here, everyone, most of them were all on cooldown, right? And still, so the question would be, without ultimates, which team would come out ahead? And you still have to give it to Hellcats because they are the ones in a goal lead. They have more items, they have more damage, and wonderful play from this support. Bambi showed that she could play such a mean Janna last game, resetting the fights with Monsoon. And now she's on Alistar, who knows how to go in and initiate.
Yep, that's right. Then they're gonna jump on, and the go card unfortunately connecting with the minion. But yeah, talking about the ultimates, right? It's a lot better for DR Hellcats because Bambi's headbutt pulverize is not her ultimate. You see there, she can just go in onto this Brahman. Look at 816 there. He's like, all right, you want to put your shield in the front? I'm just gonna teleport behind you and just hit you from the back. Hellcats in pretty solid control of this game right now. Jones on that Renekton is currently out leveled by the Tristana, but the rest of her team is on the Baron, and the re-engage once again. Bambi showing up big. That's gonna be Queen dashing to the back with the kill instinct. The Cathian Rain is gonna claim the life of the Ahri, and there's nothing really that Yin can do except fall and play in colorblind mode once again. Queen is godlike, and the Hellcats, they've got themselves the Baron.
Another Bambi initiate there. So well, it's so well executed. You can misclick on this Alistar. It's not even easy to do it on PC, what more on mobile. But so far, her combos on Alistar have been on point. And we look here again at the items. All of Hellcats are about one item ahead. Twisted Fate as well, after the death cap, going for that attack speed and more range, really. And a lot of assists. Not really helping with the gold cards or anything, but definitely a lot of poke damage coming out and helping the team, especially with the ultimate for information.
Ooh, wow, that's an insane amount of damage right there. Brom nearly taken out. Of course, using Unbreakable as well. Bambi was charmed up, and that means that she's not going to be able to engage. But look at this 1-3-1 right now from the Hellcats. They're playing the map perfectly. They sent Camille bot, they sent Renekton top, and Camille right here might just be able to take out this Ahri. Jarvan is going to jump in and be her saving grace for now, but Savage Girl are bleeding out. They're losing turret after turret, and what are they gonna do with that? Glacial Fissure is not gonna do very much, unfortunately. Jones is just continuing to pressure this side lane as well. Another minion wave is coming in right now, and that's gonna be the engage again from Bambi onto 4 members right there. The turret has already fallen, and wow, Queen is just cleaning house on this Kai'Sa, really. She's legendary, and look at the health bars. It was pretty close, but pretty close doesn't cut it.
Yeah, they definitely maximized the Baron this time around. They criticized them a little bit last game for not doing that, but this time they managed to go all 3 lanes, and I think they did get the maximum out of that. Just gotta reset because the next dragon is here. And Evos Savage, realistically, what can they do? They do have Jarvan and they do have Brock, but the problem is that their engage is just gonna get countered by this Alistar. So even though Hellcats do not have Galio this time around, this Alistar is basically functioning the same way that they are so used to playing in the last game.
Oh, Bambi trying to find that flank, but it's actually going to be Dan who just jumps straight onto the Ahri right there. Oh my lord! that knockup right there, that power rise is exactly what Fergie will be doing, and he does it once again. That is going to basically win the Hellcats T5. Without any ever doubt of them losing it. That is them just tearing through their opponents, and Fabi is the one they have to thank for that. They're just gonna clean up the last few kills, and the Hellcats, the previous time that they played for FSL Wild Rift Open 1, they came in second place. This time, they're not gonna let that happen. They're gonna take down Evos Savage Girl, and they're gonna crown themselves the Wild Rift Open 2 champions.
We have a new champion, also from the Philippines, mind you. So congratulations so much to Hellcats. That was so well played, and I really, as a support main, I have to commend Vambi because Janna, she can play Enchanters, and now she has shown that she can play Initiators. And a lot of these fights, even though Camille went in first, she had such great follow-up. That 4-man Pulverize, what was it, twice this game already? It's really, really helped them out. She prevented Evos from ever getting the engage that they wanted.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, Vambi there, especially that last one right there. That was like a 4 or 5 man knockup. Insane stuff coming out from her. Queen as well, tearing through her opponents, always being able to play with the spaces, despite the fact that Kaisa has less range. She was just always able to keep herself at arm's distance. Okay, not always, nearly always. There was a time that she killer instinct into the entire enemy team, but we don't talk about that. We talk about her
Well, it depends,
successes.
right?
Yeah,
On Kaisa, you have to make that clutch decision on whether you want to go into
fair enough.
1v4 and whether you can take someone out. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Fair enough, fair enough. Hellcats, they pick up this win, and with that, they win very nice prizes right here. It's $250 and 5,000 Wild Rift cores for themselves. Evos Savage Girl in second place are gonna get $125 and 3,000 Wild Rift cores as well, so it's pretty cool too. Of course, the Hellcats now have the glory of joining next play as champions of the FSL Wild Rift Open. What an amazing series that was.
And 2 times champions for the Philippines, even though it's 2 different teams, makes you wonder, right? Is
Mhm.
Philippines actually the premier region here? Yeah. Is Philippines the strongest region in Southeast Asia?
Mhm. We
Maybe.
could see in the Super Cup that's coming up pretty soon. Of course, over on the side of FSL, it seems fairly clear right now that Philippines is the top dog when it comes to Wild Rift, especially considering that they've won both Wild Rift Opens, and that in the first Wild Rift Open they were actually both teams in the both teams in the finals, yeah, were also from the Philippines. So they're looking pretty good for themselves. Of course, we have Savage Girl from Vietnam as well coming in on second place. Very good performance from them overall.
And really, all these 3 teams have been top 3, except for Next Play, who bowed out a little bit more early
Mhm.
this time around. But still, Hellcats, they are the ones who made the adjustments. It's so nice to see that they brought out the Pantheon. They also decided on the Alistar in the last game.
Yeah,
And all these adjustments to the drafts, they responded very well to what Evos was picking. And they also executed beautifully.
yeah, brilliant job to them. From us here at the Wild Rift Open 2, thank you so much for watching. I think it's been an amazing day. It's been an amazing 2 days really with you guys, and of course, always a pleasure to cast with Tanya as well.
Thank you, Jira. It's always happy to cast with you too. Thank you to Yahoo for supporting this event and Intel as well for our sponsors.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, I am Escape Artist. You can find me on Twitter, Escape Artist LOL, on TikTok, Escape Artist Cast. My Facebook page is Escape Artist. For Tanya May, she's Tanya May on everything except
Pretty
TikTok, I believe.
much. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you guys again. Thank you so much for tuning in and
Mhm.
listening to us and enjoying the games with us, really. It's
Yeah,
been a wild ride on the Wild Rift.
that's right. I can't wait for the next Wild Rift Open, which will be happening eventually. Can't wait for that one. Till then, we'll be seeing you around. Enjoy your days. Stay safe, everyone. Have good games on Wild Rift, and see you all soon. Bye bye.